to the October 1st meeting of the Lehigh Northampton Airport Authority. If everyone would please stand and face the flag as we pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So then, would you please call the roll?
Paul Anthony.
Here.
Ann Baum.
Present.
Robert Brooks. Frank Facciano.
Here.
Don Godshell.
Here.
Ricky Gower.
Here.
Justin Grimshaw.
Here.
John Hayes.
Here.
Ron Heckman. Larry Hemberger.
Here.
James Irwin.
Here.
Len Weedman.
Present.
Mike Stershik. Jonathan Strauss.
Here.
Chris Worley. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Any public comment?
Not at this time.
Okay, our first order of business is the approval of the minutes of August 27th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Frank, second by John. Any additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next order of business, executive session. I had to take a motion to move to executive session. So Jim and second by Dawn. All in favor?
The items that we have in there relatively quickly. Going through August, month of August. Again, if you haven't been paying attention, the last 3 months we've been really rocking as far as traffic. We set a record in June as far as the highest traffic on the record, then broke that in July. Came down off of that a little bit in August, but still up pretty well, 11.2% year over year from last year. So we're off to a pretty good start, 2/3 of the year going through. You can kind of see what's going up there as far as records. And comparing ourselves as far as all airports, again, our seats are a little bit up, but our throughput is more than double. And that kind of continues some with our peers. Our seats are up a little bit versus our peers, but throughput is more than double the peer average as well. So we are using the seats that we get. For the month of August, again, we always talk about our track record of positive months without cares. This is 8 for 8. We had a 48,000 of net income without cares, and we are, I think I did mention this at our committee meetings on Thursday, that we are putting away some of the money for the GASB 101, about 100,000 of the 500,000 engagement is reflected in that expenses for August. And that is a non-cash, but it is something we have to accrue because of the new regulations as far as accounting for absences, sickness, and sick time and vacation. This is where we are year to date. Again, as we go into our budget season, it's really important to keep in mind that we are positive without cares. It's something we got our radar on because next year is obviously our last year without cares, last year with cares, excuse me. Talking about what makes up the big variances, personnel, and a lot of that is on our benefits and some of the assumptions that we made there as far as coverages, but still really well. And then you see what's going on in interest and some of the other items. And this is kind of breaking it down, up 12% versus last year as far as cost on personnel, but still down 7 versus budget, and non-personnel up 5. And that number will probably go up some versus last year just because of some of the timing of some of our expenses. Still minus 16 versus budget. Cash, again, our peers average change to 262 last year, and you can see that we're above that number. Any questions? I said I'd make this quick. When you have a good month, positive, I can do this all the time, make them very short and sweet. I'm sure nobody will be upset about that.
We get a motion to accept the August financial reports.
I'll make them.
Ricky? Dawn? All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Any opposed? All right.
All right, we'll go to John Hayes, Finance Committee.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. First, I would entertain a motion for approval of a new fixed rate for the Terminal Connector Project at 5.68% fixed for 7 years at a start date of October 1st, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Frank, second
Second.
by Ricky. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the subject motion indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Todd, we'll move into the 2025 MMO.
And for people that don't speak MMO, that's the minimum municipal obligation for all of our pension plans that we have to do in September timeframe for 2025. And this is just breaking it down, what our total contributions are. The MMO is again, a minimum municipal obligation. The first two are true defined benefits, and the other items on there are the defined contributions. The additional contributions are the contributions that we make in addition to our normal contributions for the 401, for the 457, for the defined contribution plans. We have been making additional contributions, and the employee contributions up there are for the union plans, Teamsters plan, to continue the pension plan after 2019, I believe it was, for new hires. And you can see that number is about 1.3, up slightly up from last year. You can kind of see it's up pretty good from last year. We're up about, all total our money is about 77,000. It's a little bit higher when you count some of the other items. But you can see since 16 that numbers went up a pretty good amount. We've been pretty good stewards of the pension plan, and we did talk about the workshop and some of the things. So things are going well for this year with the pension plan. But right at this point, you can see it's about at the very bottom there, that 1.3 versus last year's 1.2 for our total pension and defined contribution for 2025 versus 2024. And this is the letter that Tom sends out that just kind of breaks out our portions here, not the employee contributions. And that's it. Any questions, concerns? John always says one of the most responsible things that the board can do is make sure that the pension is taken care of, because it is an obligation that we've made to our employees. So I think we do a good job of that.
And we don't have to look too far to see some municipalities and governments that have not done what we've done. It's important. That is one of our most important functions, so appreciate that, Todd. Entertain a motion to approve the MMO as presented.
So
Motion by Don, second by Ricky. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the subject motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay,
Vaughn?
thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
Committee?
Going to Ryan to talk about the ABE Taxiway A rehabilitation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I can keep it short and sweet, but we've talked about this project at committees. This was brought, again, for approval, but we're looking to award the bid for the Taxiway Alpha Rehabilitation Project here at ABE. It's associated with AIP Grant 121 and Bill Grant 122. Really what the work incorporates is a section of Taxiway Alpha in terms of rehabilitating that we haven't touched that pavement since early 2000s. In order to get the grants, 2 bids were received in July. H&K Group was the lowest responsible bid. And you can see the breakout is we have 2 grants for the same project based on one coming from the airport improvement program bucket, and the other one is from the bipartisan infrastructure law bucket. And you can see our share of each of them, $309,000 and $229,000 respectively for those. Looking to begin construction in the spring of 2025. Working on a lot of the administrative items now, get that working. This also does include the consultant professional services in terms of the design that's been completed, as well as the construction management and inspection. So with that, we're looking to award the bid to H&K Group of Skippack, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $8,118,509.37, and approve the associated professional construction phase services with ADCI Incorporated in the amount of $2,637,003 for Taxiway Alpha Rehab Project under AIP Grant 121-2024 and the Bill Grant 122-2024.
Thank you, Ryan. Can I get a motion to approve to award the bid for the ABE Taxiway A rehabilitation and related professional services to H&K Group and ADCI Incorporated.
Motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
John? Any discussion?
Who was the other bid?
Morrissey, James Morrissey, one of the other contractors working on the other bases.
Any discussion? Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, we will move to the next item on the agenda, the approval of an amendment to the hotel term sheet. May I have a motion for that amendment?
Darren was going to specify the amendment that's being voted on.
Okay, where is the big
Still there?
guy?
Yep, I'm here. So I can just tell you there's basically three things that the amendment does to the term sheet. It commits the first 10 years of our hotel privilege fee as a backstop against performance based on a predetermined NOI. It establishes that LNAA gets a majority of the seats on the operating committee, and it extends the expiration date of the term sheet till December 31st of this year. So that's what we're looking to approve.
Okay, will there be somebody to make that amendment from the board, please? Dawn, and a second. Frank, now is there any discussion from board members before we vote? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm opposed.
One opposed, two opposed. Any other opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the amendment passes. All right.
Thank you.
Next, we have, I'm entertaining a motion for approval of the solicitor's rate adjustment to be included in the 2025 budget. May I have a motion for that?
So moved.
A second? Second by Dawn. Is there any discussion on the motion for the 2025 budget? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Any opposed? Okay, Tom, Director's report.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. As Todd mentioned, a good month of August for traffic, but also a good summer, so nearly 300,000 passengers through the airport this summer. Looking ahead in terms of what happened in September, traffic nationally was up about 1.7% through our checkpoints across the country. Here at ABE, up about 4%. So continuing to do better than average as we've seen. October seats right now on the schedule look to be up 6.4% for us versus last October, nationally up about 2.4%. So continuing a good trend there. Since our last board meeting back on August 27th, on the 27th itself, we had our annual tabletop and emergency plan exercise. So we had 42 different agencies that participated in that. Great work by Steve Connors and Jen Bagari, that team putting the exercise together. On the 27th, we also attended Hanover Township, Lehigh County's community night at Canal Park, where the ARF department was there with one of the ARF trucks, so it was great to be part of that. On August 28th, Bethlehem Area Vocational Technical School was here. They visited with staff, again, continuing that partnership with the school. Really excited to continue working with them and doing some work with the staff over there. September 10th, Which, new restaurant concession and terminal opened. So great to have that. Construction is underway as we speak on Z-Craft and the new gift shop out in the concourse. September 15th, Braden Airpark polo match. It was the 10th polo match, 10th anniversary of the polo match with Equilibrium. They were able to raise $113,000. Great attendance, good weather, so it worked out really well. September 18th, we also had for the Airport Authority our volunteer appreciation picnic. Great to do that every year. 56 volunteers currently that we have that help make all our programs successful, so we're always very appreciative of our volunteer teams. In terms of upcoming events, October 7th through the 11th is Fire Prevention Awareness Week, so we'll have our firefighters out in the gate concourse on 2 of those days with an information table, working with passengers, providing some information about fire prevention. October 7th through the 11th, that same week, is also Customer Appreciation Week at all of our ABE and LNAA facilities, so across the campus at Queen City, Braden. So we'll be having a couple of events there. October 12th, the second annual Special Olympics of Pennsylvania plane pull will be taking place from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the cargo area. So FedEx and Special Olympics working through the details on that. October 22nd through the 25th is our next TSA PreCheck open enrollment. So if you don't have PreCheck and you're looking to get it, you can sign up. We have a link on our website. You can do that. That'll be in the terminal here on the second level. And let's see, last but not least, October 22nd is also our next Fear of Flying seminar. We have one slot remaining, so those book up pretty quick. And so if you're interested, you can sign up at flyabe.com. That concludes my report, Mr. Chair. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Tom? Seeing none, Madam Solicitor, do you have a report?
I do, been busy, but it's more what I call the maintenance items, a lot of leasing matters, working on sublease agreement terms and conditions, some ongoing projects with the tax classification, land use classifications in Catasauqua area. That's all I have.
Any questions for the solicitor? Any new business?
Just one quick item, Mr. Chair. I neglected to mention we do have our annual reports available. We have copies in the back. If you didn't see one, sort of in a little bit of a newspaper format this year, so tried something different. So feel free to pick up a hard copy in the back.
Okay. Is there anything else from members of the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Okay, Frank?